Hey guys, good morning. My name's John Richards, and the subject of this video is discipline equals freedom. Have you ever thought about that? You know, if you can discipline yourself to do certain things in life, you're going to have freedom that nobody else ever has. You know, because most people can't discipline themselves to do things. And, you know, it's just like, you know, I have different businesses and opportunities that I'm a part of, and I'm able to discipline myself to do the things it takes to be successful. But then I look at people that start and 3 weeks later they're gone because they can't discipline themselves to do the things it takes. One of the things that I do is I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 7 days a week. Most people think, well, you work from home. Why do you do that? Because that discipline will equal freedom in the future, because what it does, it helps me to have a morning routine, helps me to get prepared for the day. You know, so when I get up at 4 o'clock, the first thing I do is I go into the bathroom, I brush my teeth, I wet my face, and then I go meditate. I meditate for 20 minutes every single day. You know, that takes discipline to do that. And as soon as I've meditated, then I write in a gratitude journal, and then I read for 30 to 45 minutes. In fact, this morning I got up at 3:30 and I read for about an hour. That takes discipline. Now, what's that going to do for me in the long run? You know, that's focusing on a process, but I'm detaching from an outcome that'll happen in the future. I mean, it fills my mind full of great stuff. You know, I mean, when you're reading all these books, you have all kinds of ideals. That gave me the ideal for today's video, you know, because I read Discipline Equals Freedom in Tools of Titan this morning. And it just really, I mean, it impacted me. It made me think. You know, and another thing that I do, that I discipline myself to do, and then think about how this will equal freedom for you, is every night before I end my day, one of my, end of the day routines is I write down 3 important things that I have to do tomorrow. Now, these have got to be 3 important things. I don't mean 3 projects, 3 things that I can get done. 3 things that I can do on my worst day, you know. So you don't want to, say you're going to do something that's going to take 8 hours because you know you won't do it. So be realistic about this, but 3 important things. So I write them down, then I identify one of those as a must. Then I put them on my calendar. And then I discipline myself to make sure they get done every single day. So if all I get done tomorrow is those 3 things, imagine what my life will be like 6 months from now, a year from now. You see what I'm saying? How discipline can really equal freedom? Okay? Those kind of things will change your life. One of the things that I'm doing, after I shoot the 3 videos that I'm disciplining myself to do this morning, which is part of, this is one of my important things today. This was actually my must, is I'll go work out. Now, do I want to work out today? No, I've worked out for the last 5 days in a row. I'm burnt out. But I know that if I discipline myself to do that, I'm going to be healthy and I'm going to live longer. You see what I'm saying? That's what discipline is. Okay, now one of the things to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning is I have to go to bed at 8:45. Okay, so at 8:45 I go to bed when most people are still going out to dinner and stuff, because that takes discipline, because I want more out of my life. So you need to sit down and think about what you really want out of your life, and if you're willing to discipline yourself to do those things. It's like I'm in a couple different businesses, and I have to discipline myself to do the money-making activities. But you know what blows my mind is how many people join these businesses with me, and they have a dream, and they have a vision, and oh man, I'm going to make it happen, but then they don't. Why? Because they don't have the discipline to do it. They don't have the work ethic to do it. I heard today, and I actually read it in a good book. You want to be tougher? Be tougher. It's a decision. You got to make a decision to be tougher. That's as simple as that. It doesn't, you're not going to learn how to be tougher on YouTube. You're not going to learn how to be tougher on Google. You got to make a decision to do it. And that's why you got to discipline yourself to do certain things. And what I do is, how I create those disciplines is I focus on one habit for 66 days. I read that in another great book. That's what reading does for you, called The One Thing, written by Gary Keller. The old saying that it takes 21 days to create a habit is not true. That was written in Psycho-Cybernetics, and it was just about a guy that was getting plastic surgery and how long it took him to adjust. So it had nothing to do, with how long it really takes to create a habit. The sweet spot is actually 66 days. It could take longer. So what I do is identify one habit, then I discipline myself to do it for 66 days. The one thing I'm trying to discipline myself to do right now is the 3 important 1 must every day. And I screw up all the time, man. I've got to 10, 12 days and I didn't get it done. So what I do is I'm adjusting, so there's another thing, a process that I've read in many books. It's called plan, do, review, and improve. So I create a plan, then I go out and I do it, like I'm doing the 3 important 1 must. And then if I screw up, then I review what happened. Most of the time is because I haven't estimated the proper amount of time to do something, so I put something on there, or I'm just like anybody else, man. Sometimes I can't discipline myself to finish. One of the biggest reasons John Wooden was John Wooden is because he was a finisher. Those guys are finishers. And I sometimes run into that. So I'm a work in progress. But if I could tell you anything today, make sure you discipline yourself to do the things you have to do to become successful, because it'll change your life. It'll change your life, man. It doesn't have to be a big giant thing. I'm talking about doing 3 most valuable priorities every day and getting up at 4 o'clock and going to bed at 8:45 and going to work out. Those simple things are blocked into my calendar and they become routines and habits, but they will equal freedom. That's the deal, guys. So if you can discipline yourself to do the small things, and I'm going to end with this, a real quick story. I went through a program with Darren Hardy. It was called Insane Productivity. And he talked about this billionaire. He was in Centurion, and he was pretty excited because he was going to go interview this guy. All right? And, so he thought, well, I'm only interview. This guy didn't even graduate from high school, but he lived in a palatial mansion, was from another country, the whole deal. And one of the things he talked about, he was excited by going to see this guy because he thought, this is going to be one long interview. He's going to share all this stuff with me. And so he goes to this guy's mansion behind, the iron gates, and goes in this big palatial mansion and huge library with all these books. And he sits down, he's looking around the room, and he's not seeing any, stacks of paperwork where this guy's going to share all these, life-changing ideas. So he sits down with the guy, and he can't wait to see what the secret to this guy's success was. And the guy handed him a little piece of paper. And on this piece of paper, it read, "Small causes create huge results." So when you talk about discipline equaling freedom, it's not a big, giant thing. But if you can discipline yourself to do those important things every single day, your life is going to change. It's going to change. So I plead with you today to think about what I'm sharing with you today on this video. Now, if you liked what I shared here, make sure that you give me a thumbs up. Tell me you liked it. And, if you make sure you comment. Tell me what other kind of videos you'd like to see me do. I share it from the heart, my perspective, from books I've read, from seminars I've been to, from programs I've been through. Because I've always worked on myself. So make sure you comment. Make sure you share this with somebody else who can use this. Maybe they're struggling with discipline right now. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm so grateful for the subscribers that are here watching this video, but make sure you subscribe so you get some more of these great videos. And lastly, make sure you click the link in the video and you'll get your free 30 days worth of internet marketing coaching from 7-Figure Earners. All you have to do is just click that link, or you can also click the link in the description below, and that's going to take you to a page where you'll put your name and email address in, and go watch a short video that'll show you exactly how you can get started with 30 days of free internet marketing coaching from 7-Figure Earners. I don't know if you've ever considered taking your business on the internet. Definitely a way to do that, so I'm giving that away free. Go check that out. I'll talk to you soon. You have an awesome day, guys. Thank you.